Welcome back to Keep Calm and Bake. This episode I'm going to teach you how to make the classic profiteroles. Now this may sound a little bit daunting, but don't worry. There's a few steps, and actually once you break it all down, it's quite easy. We're going to start by making the pastry. Now this is actually a choux pastry. We're going to add the water into a saucepan with the butter and a little bit of the sugar, so about a teaspoon's worth. We're just going to heat this up until all the butter is melted. Now this is actually the same pastry or the same method you would use if you wanted to make eclairs, but instead of just making them into small little round dots, you would make them into long kind of shapes. All the quantities will be written up in the description box because we're nice like that. Right, now that it's boiled, I can take it off the heat. And we're going to dump all the flour straight in, and now you're going to beat it really quickly until it forms a big sticky ball. This way you need to give it a bit of elbow grease and be quick because you don't want it to go lumpy. But as you can see now, it's just kind of formed a ball. See? Now just leave this to cool for a few minutes. We want to bring the temperature of this down now, and then we're going to add the eggs. I'm going to add the eggs in one at a time. So I'm just going to crack one in. Now you just need to, again, just keep beating it until all the egg has mixed in and it starts to get nice and glossy. Now we can add the next egg. You got to start off mixing this slowly. Otherwise it will just fly everywhere. The nice thing about profiteroles is that actually you can have so many different types of fillings if you want to. You can have a custardy type filling, a creme anglaise. We're going to go with the classic cream in the middle and chocolate on top. Keep beating it now until you see a nice kind of glossy sheen on the pastry mixture. You're going to need a couple of baking trays and your oven preheating. Now I've lined my baking tray with some paper, and I'm now going to sprinkle it with water a little bit. And this actually helps the profiteroles rise in the oven. You can either use a piping bag to pipe little blobs of the pastry onto your tray, or use 2 small spoons. What you want is about a teaspoon's worth. Don't overcrowd them because they are going to rise, and just keep going until you use all the pastry up. You can just wet your finger and then squash down the little kind of bits that have risen up too much if you want them to be lovely and round and flat on top. These are now ready to go into the oven, and they're going to take about 18 to 20 minutes to cook, and you want them to be lovely and puffed up and golden brown when they're ready. While the profiteroles are cooking in the oven, I'm going to get on and make the chocolate sauce and also whip up some cream. Now the chocolate sauce is simply sugar in a pan. We're going to melt that down with the water. This is going to make a syrup, okay? And while that is all cooking, getting hot, I've got my chocolate broken up into a bowl, into a glass bowl. And I'm going to put it on top so the chocolate melts at the same time as the sugar. Oh, this chocolate is looking amazing. Now, if you like what you see here, then please subscribe because we have plenty of delicious recipes for you. Right, chocolate has melted. What we're going to do now is take the pan off the heat. I'm going to pour the syrup into the chocolate slowly, stirring all the time, and this is going to make more of a chocolate sauce rather than the melted chocolate that you're going in. Now this is ready for later. Lovely. As it cools, it will go slightly harder, and then when you're ready to serve your profiteroles, you can always warm it up so that it's runny again, and then drizzle it all on top at the end, just as you're serving when the guests are there. These are looking super. Now you can tell when they're done, obviously when they're all nice and golden brown and they've puffed up into these lovely little balls. what I'm going to do is actually stick a hole in the bottom of these. I'm poking a hole, and I'm going to pop them back in the oven just for a couple more minutes, let them dry out. These have just come out of the oven. I'm going to leave them to cool down, and once they're cool, we can start filling them up. All I'm going to do to fill them with cream, I'm going to find the hole that I made in the bottom to get the air out, and using a little knife or something sharp, making a bigger hole. I've got some whipped cream in a piping bag that I've made up. And I'm just going to squirt the cream just so it's got enough cream on the inside, and that is one done. Don't fill the cream up more than 2 hours before you need them, because otherwise they might go a bit soggy. Now keep going until you've filled up all the profiteroles, and then they're going to be ready to serve up for your friends, your family, or even just all for you. Pile them as high as you can get them, and then when you're ready to serve, get your chocolate sauce, and you see how this has hardened up a little bit. We're going to drizzle the chocolate sauce all over. If you want to coat each one individually, you can. I'm just going to drizzle. We're just going to pour the sauce so they all get some. They always go down a treat. Everyone loves profiteroles. All right. Now I hope you all really enjoy making these profiteroles. Do let me know. And join me again next time on Keep Calm and Bake. Now I can try one. I'm going to have to go right from the top. All the chocolate. I'm giggling at how good they are. It's incredible. Okay, you have to let me know what you think of these. Oh, getting messy. See you next time.